Hi, and welcome to this short guide for spawning AI, getting them to chase you, and generally messing around with traffic. So, the first thing you want to do for actually getting traffic to spawn is go down into the options, and then in the gameplay play tab, this here will allow you to adjust how many traffic can spawn. So like this slider here, the reason why it only goes up to 12 is because spawning traffic can actually take a larger load on your computer, and I actually caused mine to crash by adjusting these with these two arrow keys up to 50. I was like, sure, my computer can handle 50 traffic vehicles to spawn. That was apparently not the case. Vehicle pooling allows you to have more variety in the traffic. I'm pretty sure it'll allow you to. What it does is it goes into certain menus and selects variants of cars. For example, with just regular traffic, you may get this one, the Ishibu Mirama to spawn. However, these are all the variants it can spawn as, so I'm pretty sure one of these might spawn if you select that option for traffic. Anyway, going back to that option, I'm just going to explain the rest of them. So the number of traffic selections, you can have it as smart, random, or random any configs. Actually, I'm pretty sure this is the option that makes it so that it can be any configurations of like any variations of traffic. So whether it's explaining if you go in here, then it can be like any of these variants. So that means I'm actually not too sure what vehicle pooling does. Show vehicles on the UI minimap. It says show vehicles in the UI minimap app, so that's probably some kind of app you have to download. I actually don't have the minimap here, so I wouldn't really know how that works. Anyway, now for actually spawning the traffic. You press escape, or if you're using mouse and keyboard, or you press the left analog stick in if you're using a controller, and it'll bring up this radio menu. Then you just select AI, select traffic, and then you can either spawn normal, which means it'll spawn a bunch of vehicles. I have clicked it, by the way. It's just taking its time, and yeah, occasionally it'll come up saying the game is not responding. Usually, if your computer is powerful enough, it'll be able to work through this, so just give it some time and don't click the mouse button at all. Otherwise, the game may freak out and just crash. But as you can see here, at first they're starting off all kind of everything's a bit laggy and the system is having trouble. But yeah, now, oh, of course, I didn't actually start the engine of my car, but now everything's kind of getting a bit more smooth. Unfortunately, traffic like this sometimes will just straight up lag your game a bit more. There's not really much you can do about it. Yeah, so now you can have fun kind of messing around and like crashing into the traffic like so. However, I haven't covered how to actually make them chase you and stuff. So I'm just going to go into the traffic options again and select it so that a little less traffic spawns. What I'm about to do next, because I don't want like 10 whole police cars spawning at once. So I'm just going to leave it at 3. Then go into the radio menu again, select AI, and yeah, here it is, spawn police. Yeah, so now as you can see, 2 police cars are spawned, and since I only selected to spawn 3 at once, my system ran a lot smoother. Now, I'm just going to try and follow them a bit, what I want to set up. In fact, following them so they don't really like despawn, because I'm pretty sure the other traffic may have actually despawned because they've driven too far away from me. So I'm just going to let my car kind of roll down this hill, open the menu, go into AI, and click stop. This makes so that it'll order all AI to come to a complete stop, and the only reason why these two haven't came to a stop yet is because their cars were actually still rolling. It's useful to do this if you ever want to like modify the traffic like I'm about to, so they won't just like drive off into the distance and despawn to save your computer a bit of computing power. So when you have when you have some AI spawns such as these police officers here, you're able to select random, which means the AI will follow all available roads and routes randomly. Follow me, which means the AI will follow you. Chase you, which means they'll chase you. And flee, which means they'll try and evade you. Flee can be very fun if you are trying to set up some like a scenario in your head where you are a police officer trying to catch some perpetrators. In fact, I'm just going to try this now. Yeah, and they're now trying to get away from me. They're actually speeding up quite a lot. So you can see how this can be quite fun with like trying to angle around turns and everything and trying to catch them. However, I'm just going to order them to stop again. Hopefully they don't crash horribly here. Oh good, they haven't. And now I'm just going to get slightly ahead of them and order them to chase me. And off they go. They really don't give you much time at all for actually like getting a head start on them. So yes, these police officers here will indeed try to chase you, and the AI, it can actually be surprisingly yes, you can see there, aggressive. So they try and bring you to a complete stop, and then they'll pretty much say like, all right, you can go now, which is like kind of meant to represent the police actually like, oh, okay. Well, I guess it also goes to show that the AI can sometimes be a little, well, they're not always the best drivers. Oh dear, yeah. So as you can see, the AI has still got some kinks to work work out. But if you aren't on such rocky terrain like before, when I was just testing all of this, I ended up spawning a couple of police officers in a parking lot, and the chase there was quite exciting. One last command before I end this little guide here is if you just go into traffic and then click this bin button, it will remove all, and that's very useful for when stuff like this happens, because you don't really want a bunch of AI cars turned up on their roofs, not being able to go anywhere, and eating up your CPU's power. So yeah, that pretty much covers how to spawn AI and get them in chases. I apologize if the chases are kind of lackluster occasionally, and they really don't chase you enough. But unfortunately, that's just the way of it with how the AI works in this game and the code and everything. If you want proper chases, then unfortunately you're going to have to play the official scenarios where they've properly coded the AI to either to like really evade you or try and catch you. In fact, no, I think there's no real you trying to evade them. I think it's mainly just you play as a police officer and you're trying to catch them. So yeah, anyway, that pretty much covers it for this short guide on how to spawn police chases. I hope it was useful for you.